Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Everyone is good here. I've got a lot of stuff to film today as far as, let's see, today will be Tashir's first grooming with Solomon's groomer. Solomon will be groomed today by her. She's coming out and she's going to take care of Solomon's needs. And I don't know how that's going to go because it's been a while since he's had to go on there. So we're going to see how it goes. But I'm going to have her do Tashir as well. You know, bath brush, ears, nails, all of it, and just fluff her up because she is one. Oh my gosh, her coat picks up everything. She's like a little Swiffer. Maybe I should have named her Swiffer instead of Tashir because she picks up everything with her hair, her coat. So we're going to try that. And I'm also going to have her trim up around her pooey area because she's getting to taste things that we're eating, and I'm afraid that if she were to happen to get, a little runny, that it would be all over her. So I'm going to have her trim up a little bit. I'm not going to have her shave her down, but I'm going to have her trim up around that area so that way we don't have any problems. While she's so little and just hard to balance sometimes when she's trying to go. So we're going to do that to her as well. Super excited. We have 4 quail. Today I did take the other 2 eggs and dispose of them. One of them had started peeping. I don't know what happened. So we did end up with 4. And I think it's amazing that you can take eggs from the wild and bring them in, and there they are. Um, so what I will do is wait until they get to a certain age, and then I will release them beyond my property line on into the woods where the pasture is. So that way they can hopefully find those quail that were there at that point in time. So we'll see. I don't know. 12 weeks? 8 weeks? When am I supposed to release them? I'll look that up. Little Stilts, the turkey with the butt issue. I gave him a bath the other night. I don't know if I told this or not, but I sudsed him up. I cleaned him up really well. I almost lost him because I got him too cold. But he's doing much better, kind of. I mean, he's not out of the woods by any means, and there's something going on with his digestive tract that I have no clue about. But what I do know is when he gets so full, then he releases a lot at once. Um, and I know that's not right. But after the bath, he has been releasing more. So I don't know if I opened up something that needed to be opened up when I bathed him. I don't know. But we're just going to keep working with him. Gandalf back there, that big old turkey, he's so funny, I swear. He's with those 6 little roosters who got out yesterday morning. And of course, here they come, right to mommy. So those 6 little roosters, the 3 little hens, and the Indios will be who I focus Tashir on. My older hens, I walk her outside and they run 2 yards away. They're so silly. I mean, I know that with the dog attack that got Cider really took everybody by storm mentally here. And Chipmunk, she's been attacked by a fox. The fox had her 3 times. Um, was it last year? So, we have some injured hens up here mentally, kind of like soldiers when they come back. And that's what I want to talk about. PTSD, um, soldiers, and my dad's story. You can go back and look in my videos and see the story I did about my grandfather, who was my man, only human being on this earth that I gravitated to with 100%. Even more so than my mom, my dad, my grandma. I had to go up there because one of my girls was absolutely going crazy. I had to make sure there was nothing after him, and look, that's why she was throwing a fit, because she laid this egg. She's still going off. But anyway, my grandfather was very important to me, and I've told you the story of how he went and spent 2 years on a base before he was old enough to go with the Big Red One. Um, and he served 8 years and was highly decorated. But he didn't talk about it. No one really knew about it. Um, the things that he had did and accomplished. But he had issues too when he came back. But I want to talk about my dad for just a minute. I think I've told the story about my dad taking me to see the movie Platoon and leaving me in the theater. Um, that was important for him to do. He wanted me to know what he had seen without him telling me. Um, but my dad told a story to me after we got in the car after the movie. And it was when he came home to the United States, back to the States, after being in the jungle, after fighting for his life, after seeing and doing things that an 18, 19-year-old should not have to do. He told me that when he got off the plane and was walking through the airport, protesters, there was someone who spit on him. Now, he didn't go into detail if that person survived that or not. But he did tell me that it took him several years to understand why that person spit on him. And it wasn't personal. Protesting isn't personal. That is how people in countries say how they feel. And it's really weird when you hear someone talk about protesting and then combining it with rioting and um, vandalism and so on and so forth. There is a difference. Protesting is protesting. The violent behavior is violent behavior and should be dealt with. Absolutely. Disrespecting soldiers on a personal level when you are protesting the government on, a whole level is different. Personally attacking a soldier or an officer because you don't agree with the government is wrong. But my dad said after a few years he understood why, and he understood a little bit better um, why the people were protesting. You know, draft dodgers, in my opinion, are useless. And when you are allowed to buy your way out of being a soldier for your country when there is a draft going on, pardon my language, but that's just a pussy move. And Donald Trump, our president, is a pussy. And he's using these armed people going into LA, which is not necessary. It's not necessary. LA can take care of themselves. They have an immense police force. Um, and had the governor wanted to use the National Guard, he could have called the National Guard in because that's his right. It wasn't the president's right to do and to send in these forces. But to hear my dad and to think back, because I was like, I remembered that story that he told me that day, and I thought it was important to share. But to hear him understand that protest is not on a personal level. It is if you're the president, because definitely the president is unconstitutional and illegal in all of the actions that he does. But I blame that on our Supreme Court by giving him a king's uh, invitation to do whatever he wants, basically. And the No King protest, is important. It's important to protest peacefully. It is important to let your government know that you do not agree with this. And the problem is that the majority of the population are not MAGA. You know, I had an email once that told me to leave my country, that I pay taxes, that I was born in, because I don't agree with MAGA. And you know what I would say to you? Fuck you. And I think I said that before, but I didn't use the word. I'm just coming to the point where people want to attack me for what I say. But here, make lying wrong again. Because what I hear are lies. They're eating the cats and the dogs. She's a he. The crap. So to all of those people out there that don't like the position that I have taken, fuck you. Because I think that if I had been brainwashed and manipulated by the propaganda that these people have just encased themselves in, I would be on the wrong side of history. So, in order to be on the right side of history, I feel that it's very important for me to speak out, for me to protest, for me to resist this regime, because it's wrong, it's cruel, and we ain't seen nothing yet. Be strong, protest peacefully, prepare for whatever you need to prepare for. Make sure that if things stop today, you have enough. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I gotta go move my truck so my groomer can get her mobile grooming unit in here. Bye, y'all. I'll see you in a little bit. Well, you won't see me because I'm going to film all these animals. Bye, y'all.